of Sri Lanka.
Thank you very much, Asuma, for providing some context there. We now move on once again and over to North America, where 2 people have died in central Mexico after being swept away by floodwaters during heavy rains in the city of Queretaro. Authorities confirmed the victims were found late on Friday as relentless downpours battered the region. Federal officials have activated a military emergency response plan after widespread damage to homes and infrastructure. In Mexico City, torrential rains forced a temporary shutdown of Benito Juárez International Airport, one of Latin America's busiest. Officials here say this year has been Mexico's wettest in decades, with scientists warning that climate change is fueling increasingly destructive storms and severe flooding across the country. We're once again joined by Desmond Mejek-Kodumi, and he's an environmentalist, and he joins us from Lagos in Nigeria. Desmond, we talk once again about another environmental catastrophe that's happened, this time in Mexico. Your thoughts on on this disaster, and how does global warming cause a disaster like this one that we are currently seeing visuals of on our screen?
Yes, those visuals are absolutely terrible. Our hearts go out to the people who lost their lives. And it is yet again, another reaction of nature giving back to humanity what we've been giving to her. We as humans generally have been committing acts of violent terrorism against nature. It's as basic as that, because nature has perfect working systems. Every aspect of her, from the atmosphere to the amount of heat that comes in, every aspect of her works in perfect harmony. But we have been disrupting this harmonious operation in many areas, but particularly in this case, by pumping far too much heat-trapping gases into the atmosphere. Yeah, CO2 basically, methane as well, but mainly CO2, massive amounts of it. So we're upsetting the balance. And as a result, the obvious reaction is going to be heavier rain, because more heat, more evaporation. More evaporation, hey, guess what? Heavier rain. And it's going to be coming on stronger and stronger. It's not as if we haven't had storms, and pretty heavy storms, during the course of the last few centuries. But the frequency of the very heavy storms and the severity of these storms are increasing almost exponentially. And we were told this would happen by the meteorological scientists, and it's exactly happening as they said it would. They also said, if we don't stop the pollution, if we don't start treating nature far more caringly, it's going to get a lot worse and a lot more widespread. So it's yet another warning from Mother Nature, who is saying, okay, you children, behave yourselves, change your attitudes, stop your greed-driven destruction of my wonderful resources. And that, greed and the selfishness, it's manifesting in so many other areas as well, just against ourselves. There's always a reason, a good excuse to be committing terrorist acts or to be committing acts of war, to wiping out children or whatever. No, nature is saying enough is enough. Change your ways.
Desmond, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for your insight.